Hey guys, this is Primo, and today I want to talk about something I've been meaning to talk about for a while now: tire paint. Tire paint, a lot of people think it's a special order thing where you get these special bottles made specifically for your tires. It's not. It's really just an oil-based paint that uses an applicator. If anybody's seen any of the little paint applicators, it's the same kind of thing. You shake it up and then you kind of write on the tire, and what it does is it really makes the logos of the tire pop. It's something that's really cool. A lot of race cars have it going on. So it's something that I've been meaning to do for quite some time, but I didn't just want to do it. I want to do a lot of research on it, see what it's like, and then do it right for my tire. Versus a lot of people will complain that these make the you put the application on and the car looks dingy after a couple of days, like the paint kind of fades or whatnot. So what the question I always had was, is people doing it wrong? Is there something up with it? So today we're gonna do that. We're gonna apply everything, make it look cool, and then do some other things to it to kind of see if we can make it last longer. So the first thing I need to do is I need to both wash the car and so specifically I need to wash the tires. This is the part that's really tough because you have to make sure these tires have been through miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. They're probably really dirty. So you want to get all that dirt and grime off, because that's the stuff that really makes it difficult for the oil to stick to the tire. So we're gonna do that right now, and I actually did, I'm gonna show you right now a test wheel that I did earlier that I kind of half cleaned and did a little bit of it and show you exactly what it looks like. It's gonna be a little dingy, but then we're gonna go full on and do it right. And then so stick around with us, let's see it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this was the first one I did. This is one coat. You can already tell that the paint is kind of just sitting on top of the logo here. It's something that we're gonna probably have to do another coat, but first I want to wash it, and we'll see what happens to it after you wash it. Okay, I'm here at the wash bay. One of the things I discovered in my first test run, which was pretty evident, was that these tires are really dirty. They're really difficult to clean. I saw a lot of stuff say use Windex. I didn't feel like the Windex really cut the mustard. I know what it's supposed to do, but I think especially with a vehicle that's been driven, I mean, this has got, you know, 100 plus thousand miles on it, that this stuff gets really coated on and it's very difficult to get off. So what I picked up was some Mcguire's wheel and tire cleaner. They have some stuff here. I may actually use some of that too, I don't know. But for this, I'm gonna use this to make sure that I do a good job with it, get it really thoroughly clean. I gotta let it cool down a little bit because you don't want it to be hot for some of these wheel cleaners. One of the things I wanna say too is that I like Mcguire's. I'd probably suggest using their product. I love Pirelli. I suggest using their product, but they don't endorse me in any way, shape, or form. I'm just using their product just for the fun of it and because it is the stuff that I like using. What you use can be totally different. Just like you said, make sure it's clean, whatever you're comfortable with and works. But that's, like I said, that's the products I use. I don't even know if they would like me supporting them, but we'll see how that works out hopefully in the future. So that's it, she's clean. I hope I did a good job with the tires. We're gonna take a look at them, make sure that they're good. I gotta still wipe them down and they need to dry before I can use the application. One of the cool things I'm gonna show you right now too is that the test application did really well. So we just hit it with the tire clean, went crazy with it, and then of course did a wash, so it's got soap and other stuff on it, and it did pretty well. So hopefully this was a good sign. And now we're gonna go in, we're actually gonna do the whole deal as soon as we get it done, as soon as it dries up and gets ready. Okay, so I went over the tire. I'm actually pretty impressed. A lot of times people complained at me that when we cleaned it, that these, especially with the oil-based paints, would drip or fade or whatever. This doesn't look any different than the way I applied it, so that's good news. The test was really good, and I think I'm ready to go ahead and apply this. So what I got, and I'll show it to you real quick. So it's these little Sharpie oil-based markers. You can hear them. They shake like paint. You just mix them up and they're fine. A lot of places you'll go to, like Amazon or something, you'll look specifically for a paint that is a tire paint, and they're going to charge you like anywhere from, I saw 40 bucks, 80 bucks, something like that for like one or two of these pins. I went to Michael's and got these for $5, and that's all they are. They're oil-based pins. That's it. There's no big trick to it or anything like that. It's just something that they bought retail and just marked up. And that's the thing is, I don't know, maybe there's something different to them that's not different with those, and maybe those are the reasons that those are having bad results. But I'm having really good results right out of the gate, and I purchased this, and maybe I just think outside the box. I don't know. So make sure when you do this that you follow all the instructions of all the stuff that you have. So cleaning products, things like that, they can stain. They're not good for you. They're chemicals, that kind of thing. Some of the stuff you don't want draining into the groundwater. So anything that you have like that, just make sure you pay attention to what it is, follow all the instructions, and do it right. The other thing is that these are my results. This is how I'm doing it. One of the things about owning a car is it's the experience of trying these new crazy things and having a lot of fun with it. I'm not saying that this is something you should do for your vehicle. Anything you do for your vehicle, do the same kind of research that I'm doing, and make sure you go through everything and that you're happy with it. And then the thing is if you're happy with your car, great. But that thing is I don't want anybody going out there getting creative, doing all these crazy things, and then damaging their cars and that kind of thing. It's just not good for you, or it's not good for anybody else. So we're gonna go ahead and start right now. I'm gonna redo this vehicle, this tire first, and then I'm gonna move this over, and I'm gonna do the Rosso. Now I know Rosso means red, and I got yellow. Yellow is Pirelli's racing color, which I really wanted to stick with the yellow. But the other thing is that if somebody asks me later if Rosso is yellow, I'm gonna say no, I know the Rosso is red. It makes a great conversation piece. So yes, I do stuff like that from time to time. It's crazy. It gives you conversation, makes new friends. When can you go wrong, right? Alright, so that's the second coat. I can tell already that these always need two coats. I think that's one of the problems a lot of people are running into with their dinginess, is that maybe they applied not enough coats to it, or they're applying it to a really dirty tire. And that's the thing is I did a really good job, I guess, the first time cleaning it, but even then I'm too picky. So now that I've done the second coat, I can tell it looks really good. So we're gonna go ahead and move this tire around a little bit, get to that Rosso lettering, and continue from there. Alright, I'm really happy with that. I think that it's definitely going to need a second coat, but for now that is kind of quick. One thing I really like about these pins is the tips really seem to be the right size to fit into areas, and the way you can dab them, you can kind of fill in that spot where they kind of don't fill and get them right up on the edge, and I think that makes it look really professional. There is a little bit of method in my madness here, picking out yellow. Originally I did want to do this white, but one of the complaints that I hear all the time is that the white gets yellow. So the thing is if I use yellow on this, then not only does it match the Pirelli thinking of the race tire, but it also means that if it yellows later, it's no big deal. So as you can see from this, getting that first coat down is really the tough part. The marker really needed to be cleaned like constantly. Even with the cleanliness that I had with this one, I still needed to really go over this tip over and over and over again. Once I got a coat of this oil base down, and it's supposed to cure in minutes. Like, it's supposed to happen really fast. It's supposed to be quick drying. I feel that the more you add to this, the more it kind of puts it back to basically being wet again. So I have to be careful on my second coat, but on these I'm kind of rushing it. But in the same respect, they didn't have any problems getting the coat down. So I'm going to show you this one real quick, and this one should be a lot easier, like I said, because it's the second coat. One other thing is that I had one of these pins explode, So that's something you probably want to be aware of. Like I was shaking it, and the second I shook it, it just sprayed everywhere. So you can probably see like a little yellow spot here, the yellow here. I took a Clorox wipe and got it off, but that's the thing is there's still a little bit here, so that's something you want to be kind of aware of when you do this. So the other thing I want to say real quick is definitely don't rush it. One of the things that you're going to see, I think, the most problems with is if you try to rush it, because the oil doesn't really come out of these tips. They're just like the little paint marker tips, but they burn out really fast, so you have to be aware of it, keep ahead of it, know what, kind of pay attention to it, because like I said, when they run out, your job starts getting crappier and crappier as you see it. So pay attention to that when you're doing it. So don't go fast, kind of, just let it happen, let it fill up. I kind of let it just kind of, as you press that nozzle in, it lets it seep into the little voids, and that helps it out a lot too. The thing here is I feel like I want to daub it as I go through to kind of get the paint out of the nozzle. So that's something you might want to think about when you're doing it. Just kind of let it do its thing. I have to be really careful about that. I don't want it to get all over the place, but I do want paint to get out and get in these crevices. So that's it, guys. I went through 3 oil-based pens to do all of this. I had one explode on me, which was fine. I actually got all the yellow off the car, so that was good. But the results of it, I'm really impressed with. I really like the look of it. It has a certain pop to it that it didn't have before. I actually will probably go back later on. I'll let this cure a little while. It's gonna rain tomorrow as usual, so once that rain gets done and they dry up a little bit and we get this, it settles down a little bit, I'll probably hit it with another coat just to see for it to pop. The other thing is I think these actually do take a little bit of upkeep. It's something that I'm gonna have to look at down the road to do, but from the test stuff that I did from the washing, I thought I was gonna have to put a sealant on it. I didn't have to put a sealant on it. It actually washed pretty well and acclimated with the paint and the soap and everything that I was using. So I'm really happy with it, and I really like the look of it. One thing I can tell is these pens are like painter pens. So if you guys are out there and you're a painter or something, just leave something in the comments and let me know what your results are, how you felt about it. I was happy, but I'm sure I'm an amateur. This is my first time trying this, and I just really tried it off the hook and got creative and used my brain pan to try to figure some stuff out. So, but like I said, I'm really happy with it. We'll see what it's like down the road. So thank you guys for watching. We'll do one little pan down afterwards, and don't forget to look at those videos. We'll talk to you soon. So like and subscribe. Have fun, guys. Bye.